Okay, Tony's LPs are us here. We're at Stangle. We're going to go inside. There's a pop-up vinyl guy, Frank, who's got some really great stuff. We're going to talk to him, see what sells, see what doesn't sell, and just talk to him in general about some of his clientele. We're in Flemington, but I'm just going to show you a little roundabout. This is a very nice area, as you can see. So again, Tony's LPs are us. We'll go right inside. Just hold on 1 second.
Same price, 25. 25 at Target, so you should be able. Do you remember? See that? 24.
Okay. 24. Yeah, nice.
So you should be able to.
Okay, here's Frank, and we're at the pop-up vinyl spot. And Frank's been coming here pretty regularly. I see him on Facebook, and this is the first time I got a chance to talk to him. Very knowledgeable about all genres. And Frank, you want to tell us a little bit about your little business here?
Yeah, it's me and my wife. It's called Moonrocket Vinyl. We're at Alchemy Coffee in Flemington, which is a really cool coffee shop in a beautiful small town that has a lot of character. And we love doing pop-ups here. And we get a nice audience, great clientele. And we sell a mix of, used vinyl that you could find us on Discogs. We grade our vinyl, we clean it. And some of it's new, but a lot of it is old classic stuff. But occasionally we'll come with stuff.
That's a great one.
Yeah, it's never been
I
opened.
actually have this on a yellow promo.
Yeah, the Ruddles never been
the Ruddles,
opened, so
yeah.
We'll
Wow.
get some cool vintage
That's a
stuff
great price,
that's
too.
sealed. Yeah, some cool vintage stuff that's sealed. And then, we'll have some new stuff. And then I'm
You
just
have
gonna
hip-hop,
pick- I'm just
yeah.
going to pull out stuff at random. So
Sure,
here
that's
you
the
have
best thing.
Sean Phillips,
Sean
Transcendence,
Phillips?
$5.
Never seen
not a
that.
bad
That's a
price.
nice one.
But if you know what it is, you're going to
Yes.
be excited to find
Right.
it. But then we'll dig in a little more, so that's a little more unknown. Maybe you'll find Johnny Rivers live at the Whiskey Go-Go.
And you grade them, and that's a near mint.
Near mint, and
Right.
it looks like it's in the original strain.
Right. And you also said to me you clean your records as well.
We spin clean them.
You
This
spin
is a
clean them,
fun
right,
record. I
right.
like this record a lot, actually.
Is a snake on that? I guess, right? Staggered Lee? No, it is not. Yeah.
It's Stagger Lee's on it.
Right.
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it is. Yep, Susie
Susie
Q's
Q,
on it.
yeah.
It's a lot of covers. Stop in the Name of Love.
Classic.
It's a live set, but he brings
That's not one you see too often.
Yeah, live at the Whiskey Go-Go. And then, we'll find stuff that's a little more common. You get
Right.
just a really nice copy of
It's a really good price of Dreamboat Annie.
Yeah,
on Mushroom?
Yep,
That's on
Hearts
Mushroom,
Catching On.
right.
It's a beautiful copy. You got to watch out with this record because I think there's two versions.
Yeah.
And then you got the inner. It's just
Yeah.
gorgeous,
Yeah,
And
beautiful.
this is why people love the nostalgia,
Right, yeah.
It goes beyond the music.
Yeah,
the
that's also a
covers-
picture disc. I know,
The
too.
covers are history, like within this cover, you have
Yes.
the fashion of the time and the aesthetic.
Yes, I always said that
You
I could go
know-
through my collection and give you the history of the United States, at least from
What do you think of that,
1940.
guys?
Classic.
That's pretty cool,
Yeah,
right?
Yeah.
the
That's
Wilson
pretty cool.
sisters. Yeah.
And they're iconic. And, I sell, Heart's one of those bands that I sell to everybody.
Sure,
Every
sure.
age group is interested.
Well, I'll tell you a funny story. When I worked in a record shop in college, that album had just broke on NEW FM in New York, and I recommended it to my boss. We must have sold 1,000 copies of that record.
Let's talk about Stand
Sly.
by Sly and the
Sly,
Family Stone.
right.
If you haven't seen Sly Lives on Hulu,
I just did a review of that. It's funny you should say that,
Isn't it
Frank.
amazing?
It's great. I got
Yeah.
the chills. The first hour, and then it gets kind of a little sad, melancholy, but the clips of that album, and I actually have every album that they talked about, even the one that didn't sell, the first two albums that didn't sell. But that's a great one.
well, they're selling now.
Yeah, oh, good,
And
good.
This, believe it or not, and this has everyday people on it.
Right.
But it goes for
Yeah.
$8.
Yeah, that's hard to believe.
$8.
That's on Epic.
And we price on Discogs. We go with the average
Right.
of the grading.
Yeah, yeah.
I was surprised to see this was only going for 8, to be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
But you're gonna find some of this here. This gentleman just pulled out the cards.
There's also a great, that's a
Never
great
get enough of
record.
that.
There's also a
That's a
great
first press.
documentary on Blood, Sweat, and Tears now. It's online.
Some Credence. I move a lot.
No, I went through Frank's things here before we start doing this video, and I was very impressed. There's a lot of great stuff here.
How about Little Feat?
Little Feet, people love Little
This is
Feet.
an amazing album.
Right.
If you're into the Grateful Dead and the Allman Brothers, and you want to know what else is happening like that from that time, and you haven't checked out Little Feat, put them on the top of your list.
You're right.
Put them at the
You're
top
right.
of your list because they are the unsung hero of that, for me, that style. And not only that, but if you're familiar with their work, they did a lot of stuff with Robert Palmer.
Okay, and even their live albums is hailed as one of the best live albums ever. You probably sold that
Yes,
already
that's
a million
Robert
times.
Palmer stuff.
Some
He's good. Now we're gonna
vintage
carry
country?
some essentials. If I
Oh,
run
okay.
out of the used stuff, I'm gonna get you.
Right.
I'm gonna make sure that I have Highway 51
Yeah,
revisited.
right.
$30 new. We don't go crazy with the markup. We try to keep it.
That's
within
very
range.
fair. You can't get
know,
that any cheaper.
But used at near mint, it's gonna be $50.
Sure,
probably.
sure.
I think
Sure.
we sold an original for around 55
Right,
bucks
right.
a few months ago. When we can come across them. The thing about this is
And I see you have that in the country section.
No, it should be in folk.
Oh,
It should be in
oh,
folk.
it was misplaced then.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you know what? I
yeah.
think I was hanging it.
Yeah, it was misplaced. Yeah,
Actually,
right.
speaking
right.
of the country section, I mean, I don't know what I'm going to pull out when I get in here. Oh, here we go.
Dolly Parton's hard to find.
Yeah, some Dolly Parton.
Yeah, Dolly Parton's hard to find.
Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to pull out, but we have a lot more records in this. Is this Hello, Johnny? No,
Cash.
this is Understand Your Man, Johnny Cash.
Okay.
Johnny Cash is one of those guys like
Transcends all genres.
yes. If you don't know what you're gonna get when you pull out a Johnny Cash record, just throw it on because it's probably gonna entertain you.
Yeah, it's going to be
You know?
good. It's going to be good.
Hank Williams Jr. I actually just came in as a nice 80s country collection, which has
The Hank Williams story, the movie,
Yeah, from
right?
the movie, the Hank Williams
And that's a good
story.
price. Yeah.
So sometimes I do it by genre,
Right.
and something like this, and then
Right.
sometimes I do it by. There's a few artists like we have a whole Beatles section.
Yeah. Let me go through here. Let me see some of these.
And you're gonna, and obviously the Beatles moves and
Wings,
I love this
McCartney. That's a great album.
yeah, I love this one. I think this is the one that starts with Let Him In, right?
Yeah, yeah,
It's one of
yeah.
my favorite Paul songs.
And his wife's on that. I like, what's the one? Back to the Egg.
Mm-hmm.
We need to reissue Back to the Egg.
And then Rolling Stones gets their own section.
That's a great one, but that's a
Yeah,
great live
this is
album.
in the
People don't
wrong
know about
spot.
that. Yeah, yeah.
You know,
Phil Spector, Wall of Sound.
Phil Spector. He's got everything here. He's got a
I
really
got some Phil.
very impressive.
They re-released all Phil stuff in the 80s.
Oh, they did.
Yeah,
Okay.
they did. So a lot of his Ronette stuff. They did like a series. So see, this one's all the crystals. I was gonna sell all these together, but I'm missing like two
Right,
of them.
right.
And I finally just put them.
Frank,
out.
before I forget, do you have a website or anything, or a
So you can follow us
Facebook
on
page?
Instagram or
Right.
Facebook, Moonrocket Vinyl.
Okay.
And then, like I said, we're on Discogs. We sell at the Pie Lady in Morristown, MO.
All right. Okay.
RES. But I'll tell
Okay.
you what, keep up with us here. Come see us once a month at Alchemy in Flemington. I love this place. Get some coffee.
Well, I'm
get some
definitely going to bring
treats.
some friends over now that I know you're here. I kept on missing you the few times that I saw you pop up on Facebook.
Yeah.
It's
And
not just.
I want to say one more thing about the Beatles before we go, and I'm trying to pull it out because I always tell everybody that everybody when
You're
they
looking for a Butcher cover album?
I wish. Not
I see
today.
you have Yesterday and Today in there.
Everybody always talks about Sgt. Pepper's, but if you haven't run Magical Mystery Tour on vinyl front to back, you are missing out.
Yes.
The track list is amazing. It kicks
It's
off
just
the Magical
amazing.
Mystery
Yeah.
Tour. But
Yeah.
if you love lo-fi hip-hop, in my opinion, the first lo-fi hip-hop song ever is on this album.
And which one is that?
It's the fourth track. It's an instrumental. I believe it's
Oh,
called-
Flying?
Yes.
Or Blue Jay Way, right? That's
Flying.
the flip side?
Yeah,
Flying.
I believe.
Yeah, and
my
I think
opinion-
all the Beatles get
Dun, dun, dun.
yeah, all the Beatles get songwriting credit, even Ringo.
Yeah, don't even start with me. Ringo's awesome.
Ringo's awesome, man.
He's
Ringo's awesome.
Yeah.
Now with the
It
new
was so sad when he got sick. We were supposed to go see that show, and he got sick and canceled. It's like,
Oh yeah.
To go to that. My buddy
Really?
was supposed to go to that.
Really? Wow.
In
wow.
my opinion, I've listened to every Beatles solo album. In my opinion, the ones that sound the most like the Beatles are the Ringo solo albums.
Photograph album.
Yes, and it's because
Star, right.
without his drums, they don't sound like the Beatles.
Yeah, yeah, it's
You
true.
know.
It's true.
So,
That's
all
right.
well,
The
thanks
beat,
for
the beat
checking
is
in
there.
with us.
Yeah. Well, here, hold this for him. I'm gonna get a shot with him. Just hold that while we take.
Yeah.
Talk to Frank here. Frank, it was great. I really appreciate this. Tony back. Tony's LPs Are Us. Now let me tell you, I talked to this person. I didn't know who he was. We just walked in, and I was in the area, so I happened to stop by. But for a young guy, I'm an old guy. He knows a lot about music, so you can trust him. He also sells on Discogs. I just saw his Discog page, so look him up. And of course, they could write you on Instagram then, right?
Yeah,
They could
Moonrocket
communicate with
Vinyl.
them.
Yeah, let us know what you're
his
looking
wife,
for.
Yeah.
Obviously, not
Yeah,
everything's
yeah.
on
Of course,
Discogs.
this is not easy what you do. You have to lug them in, you have to lug them out, you have to deal with the clientele. Although the clientele here in Flemington, I know is fabulous.
They're sweet.
The people I met here are just so far. I've been coming here for 40 years, and of course our friend who's actually taping. But good luck, and I'll definitely come back. I'll definitely come back. I have to look through. I want to pick up a few albums myself.
Sweet, thank you.
All right, man.
My pleasure.
All right, let me just sign out here. Thanks a lot, and good luck. We'll talk to you later.
Peace.
LPs Are Us signing out. Look for us on YouTube, you guys. Okay, ciao, man. Good job.